with Chat with Trina, and I am here today with Miss Annika Chambers. How's your hubby? I saw he had surgery or procedure.
Yeah, he had a gallbladder removal last year. And so This year we started with a hernia surgery that stemmed from the gallbladder removal because they have to move his navel to do the gallbladder thing. So he's doing a lot better. We got a lot of prayers from all over the world. And,
Wonderful.
I feel like I need to go into nursing now because I know.
Another career, right? Yeah. So I have to ask you that. I spent last month interviewing couples, and one of the questions was, who's the biggest baby when they're sick? You or him?
He has a high pain tolerance. So, and I don't. So I'm going to go with me because I don't like pain at all. I just can't. Yeah. I can't.
That is so funny. Most people are saying the men are the biggest babies. I know I'm a baby. I'm such a baby. I know that you were raised in Houston, Texas, of course. And even though you told me today, tell us what high school and what area did you grow up in?
I grew up on the north side of Houston. I went to Eisenhower High School. Swoop, swoop. Yeah, that's what we do. Swoop, swoop. Yeah, Houston girl, born and raised.
And where'd you go to college?
I went to college. First, I went to Houston Community College, and then I went to the University of Houston downtown and got my bachelor's degree.
What did you get your bachelor's in?
My bachelor's is a Bachelor of Arts in Corporate Communication.
Oh, wow. Okay. I just like I already mentioned to you that I remember you from that St. Matthew's Marching Saints. Yeah. Were those good times? I remember them being good times, us traveling and...
Great. I feel like I tell people now, like whenever I have a child, they're going to be, know how to travel. We're going to start them early, just like we did. We didn't realize, I guess if we did not have the drill team, we would not have been able to travel like that.
Go to some of those places. Exactly. And A. Morris knew how to pinch a penny, didn't she?
Baby, they had from the fish place. We're selling this on Friday.
And the crawfish ball. He's one of the first ones that was doing the crawfish ball. What made you decide to go into the military?
Oh man, I think for me, I'd say the drill team, started with the marching.
I was wondering that.
All that. And then, I was in ROTC in high school. So it was so embedded in me, the whole discipline and marching and, so my family couldn't afford to send me to college. So it was like the military, they pay for your school. And it was like a no-brainer for me to go to the military. Like, why not? And then I got in and it was just such a, like an easy transition because I felt like I knew a lot already.
Right. Because you were one of the leaders in the drill team. I remember you did what do they call the calls? What is that?
Yeah, one of the commanders.
Commanders. Okay. Yeah. I remember that.
I was also the drill team commander in high school, and really what I learned in the church, because the school ROTC, when they did competitions and stuff, they never really had that flair, So when I would go to the drill team at church, I'd be like, "Oh, let me put a little bit of this in here," and it set us apart, in the district and in the state, because it was like, "Wow, here's some pizzazz. We got some pizzazz here."
Yeah. Oh, we gotta also give a shout out to Medrick. Love Medrick.
Yeah. What's up?
He kept us in line. Lord. And he was so much fun. He was so much fun. Oh, what was it like being a woman in the Army?
I think there are plus and minuses to cohabitating with men in a close space. I tell people the military did great things for me in my life, but I also feel that there were times when the military didn't protect me, and I don't share. There are a lot of women that share that same story, and it was difficult, to go through military sexual assault and just not have the protection around you from your leadership. But there are parts where I'm not going to say all of men in the military don't respect, but the ones that do, I applaud them, so because it made our lives easier to serve. I serve with a lot of officers, so that was, a plus because you don't often. I didn't have any officers that sexually harassed me or anything.
Does anyone ever come to you? Do you still recommend it for some people, but giving them advice to go forward?
It depends. If I know that parents are well off and can afford to send them to college, then I might have my reservations. Or if I know that, say that you're wanting to be, a musician or whatever, I just feel like, because I left the military to pursue my dreams. So if the military is not like something you really, really want to do, you're just doing it just cause, then I like to sit and talk to you about what you
have a conversation. Exactly. So I went to this venue one night, really nice venue, known by a guy named Smitty. And I walked in and saw this gorgeous young lady, and she was full of energy. She had this presence. And I was like, oh, I love live music, first of all. But this presence of this woman and what was coming out of this little body. And I looked at her and say, Annika Chambers. I was like, I know her. Annika, you are so awesome. But when did you start singing? I mean, I know you sang in the choir, but.
Yeah, I remember, I think I was 15 when Paul gave me my first lead song in the choir. And I started out like so bad. I was like, I was so nervous. I was not used to singing out there by myself. And I remember Pastor Lacey got up and said, you just got to keep trying, because that's when like it was great. But, I still, when I was at home, I'm singing, my mama would say, she sang the anthem every single morning. She was stomping in the bathroom every single morning. So she knew I could. They didn't know, like, I could really, really sing and perform. I didn't really realize that until in the Army, when I was like, they had a little competition and I had my little gospel choir on bass and we sang Precious Lord. I said, well, let's do Precious Lord, how they did, Sister Act 2, how they did Oh Happy Day and Joyful. So we put a little pizzazz to Precious Lord. And then I remember after that, this guitar player came up to me. He said, hey, do you know about the blues? And I was 18, 19 then. I'm like, no, I grew up in the church. My granny just let me listen to gospel music. And sometimes my papa would have me listening to Anita Baker. But my mom was more like the old school, she listened to everybody, right? All that. So I remember when this guitar player came up to me, he said, let me teach you about the blues. And I remember his name was Sergeant Ramirez from San Antonio. He's the one that taught me about the blues when I was 18, because I didn't really know about it. And so taught me this song, Love Me Like a Man, Bonnie Raitt. They had another talent show. I got up there, he played, I sang, and that was it for me. It was like,
you knew it.
That's what I'm meant to do. It was, I don't know, just like, boom, like, that's it. That's what it's supposed to be.
Because I didn't know they had anything like that.
Yeah.
I didn't. So that's so cool. I'm thinking y'all just march all the time. I don't know. You mentioned to me a little story about you telling your superior that you wanted to pursue your passion. Tell us about that.
So 2009, we deployed to Iraq. We deployed to Baghdad. And so I was still singing. Had my job, worked at the post office, and then we worked. My extra job was doing stuff for the troops, like making sure the morale and welfare was at the highest that it could be. So we would have karaoke nights, dance nights. We would have talent. We would have, just to keep the morale up, because being on base overseas, sometimes it's not war all the time. It's very monotonous. So just trying to break up the days and stuff. So I remember telling my colonel, I said, you know what, sir, I'm up for reenlistment. And I'm thinking about getting out. And he said, let me think about it. And then he comes back and he said, you know what, Sergeant Chambers, I normally would tell people, tell soldiers, try to keep them in the military for retention, for the numbers. he said, but you have a thing. And he said, I would hate you from that thing, you know. And here we are. I've been out of the military. February 1st made 10 years.
Wow.
And I've traveled all over the world with my music.
That is
awards,
awesome.
Yeah.
So you pursued your passion, and wow.
Yeah.
And what's coming to my mind, Annika, is that everything that you kind of discussed today, it kind of surrounds the church and God. Because think about this, you stepped out on faith to do that, and look at where you are. That's crazy.
What's the song? Never could have made it, you know, without him. I know that God was telling me 10 years ago, trust me, I got you.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, in the military, you get used to the 1st and the 15th, those paydays and stuff. So it's, you know, it's hard to be like, oh, I'm not going to be able to shop for all of these shoes that I like, or, you know, you know, you start things because I'm a girl. So I was just, man, you know, do it. And sure enough, I got out February 1st, 2011. I was going to HCC, you know, doing gigs and stuff. And I said, God, whichever one takes off, that's what I'm going to do. And it just kind of, the music just kind of went. And then now it's here. I tell people I'm a degreed singer, though. Don't think I'm
right.
I ain't got the brains. I got the brains too. I always say, you know, when you think of blues and jazz, the music, that's where it started. Blues, jazz, and gospel. That was our music. And so everything just kind of branched off from there. I mean, you listen to a lot of old stuff and you hear like, oh, they just sampled that in a rap song, you know?
Absolutely.
And you see how it, you know, how it works.
Have you ever sang any other genre besides gospel and the blues? Have you ever tried anything else?
I sing a lot of soul. My husband plays blues rock. So, you know, we do some rock from time to time. He hips me to that. But on bass, that guy, we had a little band on bass in Kosovo. We played like top 40, like rock, you know, stuff. So, but I mean, I've done some like feature work with rappers, you know, Bun B and stuff. So
awesome.
They always want like this Aretha-esque sound. So I feel like I stick to my thing. But I like, you know, neo soul. I love India.Arie.
I love neo soul.
But I think we're thinking about making a inspirational record, you know, because just so I can give back to the church, because that's my foundation for sure.
Do you remember your very first professional performance outside of the military?
Oh yeah. Where did I play? I play at this place in Houston called the Boom Boom Room over on Yale. And the lady, you know, she'd always give me a chance to come in, do my thing, me and my band, and was always that was definitely my first performance, my first paid performance. Yeah.
Paid before, exactly. So how did you feel? Did you get nervous? Were you? And I'm sure you still get nervous, right?
Nervous. I'm the worst. I had the worst nerves. My husband thinks I'm insane because I get like I either vomit or the other way. Like it's like then I feel better. Get on stage.
Then you can move on.
Yeah, but I don't know. I get like we did a live stream before his surgery and he took a nap and I was trying to lay there and nap and I was in my mind like, oh, I hope I don't suck. I hope this, I hope that. And he wakes up, he's like, did you nap? I was like, nope. And I said, I'm just so nervous. And he's like, oh, here we go. You know? I met him we met at the International Blues Challenge in Memphis. I met him in 2018. I tell people we were both caught up in other relationships, but when we met, I mean, I never experienced love at first sight until I met him. And the following year, 2019, we didn't have relationships and he asked me out and I told him, no, you know, I just got out of a relationship. I'm good. And he's like, no, just let me take you out. Took me out, planted one of them French kisses on me because he's from Canada. And then, you know, a few months later, he proposed. That was January 2019. He proposed in May of 2019. I also won my first big award, May of 2019. And then we in August of 2019. So
it was a great year.
It was awesome, man. And it's still, we're best friends. So it's like we meet each other before, you know.
You look very happy. Y'all both do. And he's I've never met him in person, but online he's just such a cutie. He's so cute. And just looks like he's so sweet.
He is.
He's your support system. Your biggest support system, I'm sure.
For sure. Yeah, he keeps me, you know, my friends that know me, they always say that he keeps me grounded. He keeps me, they see a different woman, you know. I'm very domesticated now. And I think I'd like to cook, but I like to cook now. And, you know, I like the life is good. It's good. Married life is good. 2019, things were going on. I let go, you know, that abusive relationship. I found the love of my life, and my record was coming out in a few months post the award. And so I remember the night they were, you know, reading off the nominees. And I think that's when it hit me that I was going to win, because the room roared. They were
really?
And so when they say, oh, and the winner is, and, you know, I had all my friends around me, you know, my girlfriends, my sisters, you know, a honey, and they just called my name, and the place roared even more. And I'm like walking. I had prepared a speech, because one of those ones that can just speak off the cuff. I had notes here. I got up there with my phone, with my notes, and I went blind. I was like, you gotta be me. Like, oh, this is awful. So, but then my eyes finally came to, and I got it together. I got it together.
I was gonna ask you, were you able to move? That's what I was thinking you were gonna say. You weren't able to move.
Yeah, it was definitely that the night itself was like the aftermath and stuff. Oh, we need you to take picture here. We need this.
Wow.
What a rush, you know, what a rush.
Sure.
But no, I definitely have I don't say alter ego when I get up. Maybe, baby, alter ego when I get on stage. he laughs, so that's a yes.
Okay, and so I have a favorite picture of yours. The one with you had the like the Tina Turner type shredded thing, and is that your husband that's playing while you're like bent over?
Yeah.
Love that picture, and I figured it was him. Love that picture.
Thank
Cute.
Thank you. That was our only festival we played last year. Our only festival. And that was like, I didn't even realize how out of shape I was on stage, because at that picture, I'm like doing a back bend. And man, for like 2 weeks, I was sore. I was like, goodness.
Do you play instruments?
Right now, I'm in piano lessons. So I never played an instrument. I don't know. I just sing. And so now I'm, you know, trying to play a little bit. And my husband obviously extraordinaire, you know. So
yeah. Does he ever put the guitar in your hand?
Yeah, it's right here.
It's not far.
It's always here. It's always here.
That is so funny.
Yeah, he tries, but that's his thing.
You have any CDs out?
I do. I have 3 records. My first record's called Making My Mark. That came out in 2014. I have Wild and Free that came out 2016. And then my last record is called Kiss My Sass. And it came in 2019.
That's the pictures with the pool table with the purple hair.
Yes. And I did my own makeup for my shoot that day. I was just like, you know what? I'm tired of paying these girls to do my makeup, because I'm just going to wash it off. And so I sent and did some.
It looks awesome. It looks good.
You know, it's weird, you know, sometimes when they bring kids to my show, you know, especially the young boys, you know, they want, can he play a song with you? And I'm just like, I'm up there and get up. You know, I'm get up. And the little boys are like, you know.
Who is a singer, alive or deceased, that you admire or see as a role model?
Definitely. I've always loved Yolanda Adams. Always. And second would probably be maybe I have so many. I'll just give you my Mahalia Jackson, Yolanda Adams, Etta James, and Aretha. and Tina.
Yes.
So
Oh, okay. Yeah. She has a new
Yeah.
documentary coming out I want to see. And then Mahalia Jackson has a movie coming out soon too. Lifetime, I believe.
Yeah, who's playing her?
I don't know who that was. Because I just now heard about it.
Yeah, I know.
I'm so glad. I'm sorry.
Jennifer Hudson is playing Aretha.
Aretha Franklin. She chose her too, because they said she was very picky about who's gonna play her.
Right. Did you remember the video where where Aretha was like, they were saying names to her and she was like,
yes.
No comment. No comment.
Aretha don't play. Like, she gotta like you.
She got to like in a world where like today we're real singers, you know, the you know, the real singer, it's just not popular. And I am always excited to see a real singer. You know, I like that. That's the thing.
Yes.
You know?
I'm excited that they are bringing those movies and those women to life because they deserve their story to be told. So I'm excited about that. And
when they did Ma Rainey, you know, when Viola Davis was you know, all those old blues women. Bessie
I had
Smith,
never even heard of Ma Rainey, to be honest with you, to the movie.
Yeah. So. She's the mother of the blues. Mother of the blues.
Yeah. She was something else too. That reminded me. She was something else. Which is what I like. Also, what I admired is that, again, I told you sometimes my skin is tough, but you see, as women, even back then, you had to put on that, I'm not going to play with you, or you're not going to play with my money. I'll never forget Althea Renee. She's a flutist. So Althea, one time she went to get her money and a man said, I couldn't pay. He said he couldn't pay her. And he literally held a gun at her. And it's like, that's what, like, women have to really be on their game and be tough. Had an incident, or you always pretty much
all the time?
Okay.
I've had so many incidents. I've had incidents like, you know, of course, we're dealing with the racial inequality. It's coming, it's here. And I've had issues driving in this country where, you know, me and my Black drummer get pulled over, but then we get pulled out of the car and searched and like, or, you know, but my white guitar player, he gets pulled over. He can question the cop all day. He ain't gonna get out, none of that, you know.
When it comes crazy?
When it comes to venues, I've been at venues where, you know, they might say, hey girl, hey boy, you know, like, and then when it comes time to pay you, it's like, oh, well, you didn't do that. Well, we're looking at a packed house, but you know, so then that makes me go forward. I'm going to have this guarantee and this, because I'm about my business. I have zero issue in sitting on my couch. Zero.
Okay. Exactly.
You got it. If we make an agreement, you pay me that agreement.
Yeah.
But they don't, I mean, they don't, I mean, they definitely don't do men that way because fight, but I'll fight too. So I'm gonna get it because if I don't, then I'm doing my business a disservice. And you know, and the problem is nowadays, just the word is not good enough. You know, a handshake ain't good. You got to get people on paper.
The word is your bond is out of the window now. Are you open to booking shows at this time?
No.
Okay.
No. you know,
you are the first one that has said that.
You know what? My honey comes from a line of doctors and nurses, and we believe in science. We believe in, you know, the vaccine. We believe, you know, that this takes time. And to me, it's not that time. We did some shows on the other coast of Florida in December, and we've done a couple of sit-ins on this side. But, you know, I feel like we Americans, we're like, we just all individuals, you know, we're like, and I understand freedom, but I also understand the greater good. And
absolutely,
as much, if I come home, when my honey gets vaccinated, I think I'll just come home to see my family. I mean, I've already I miss family more than I miss music. You know what I mean? Not seeing other for a year, you know, that's tough. My granny has like trinkets I left with her, like my neck pillow that I travel with. So she's like, so close to you, I put it on, you know? So it's, you know, it's like, It's fine. They want to get out there and be wild in the world. Y'all go ahead. You know? It's hard to say, you know, we're going to do some gigs, because when we try, it's like people come get drunk and they come up and be in your face talking, you know.
They do. That's the next question that I ask is, when you do start performing again, will you put something, because we're going to have a new normal, whether they tell them to wear the mask or not, but are you going to put something in your contract or your agreement as far as keeping you and your band safe, as, you know, social distancing, whatever it may be? Will you have something like that?
So when the pandemic started, speaking of Shopify, we created like a print on demand company. So I've made it my purpose to, you know, create that QR code. That way, if people want to buy merch, they can just come there and buy the merch. We don't have to exchange like money or anything. Just go to this website, get your merch, and you get your merch in a few days. Because I just don't have it in me to keep telling you to get out of my face. And I know how drunk it is. You know, we're there. They're there. When we played in December, my honey was like, because all these little prissy ladies coming around, we're doing something. And on the shoulder, he said, you got to get out of here. You just go in the car. I'll bring the stuff. They're going to be in your face.
Right. So, and they're not paying attention to what they're doing once they get to drinking.
If all the festivals follow that, like have a separate entry for the fans, separate entry for the artists, where we actually feel, you know, safe, then then we'll do that. And the new normal is we have to figure out a way where we're all protecting each other, because it's not just about the artists too. You know, the security protected, the promoters have to be protected. Well, but everybody got to be protected. Because again, you don't know where that person's going home to. You don't know if they're going home to be with an elderly. You don't know if they're going home to be with someone that's high risk.
During this time of the pandemic and things slowed down, did you reflect on anything? Was there anything that came to mind, you and your husband? I mean, was there any aha moments?
Yeah, well, we learned that my honey is super pro-Black. He was out there protesting and stuff. You know?
Tell him yes.
Yeah. We learned that you know, we had a lot of issues. We're interracial, so interracial marriage couple, and we had some issues last year with people not understanding why he was fighting. You know,
interesting.
So we learned that people aren't really for you. Some are just for you for the music. They don't give a damn. Black skin. So, you know,
that was probably an eye opener.
Sure, definite eye opener. Just the ability. We also learned the importance of rest, because we were both touring, bands doing. You know, we were jet setters all the time. So yeah, we learned to just chill. You know,
and take it all in and just enjoy. And then you got a chance to enjoy each other. Like y'all still in the honeymoon phase, so y'all had that opportunity as well.
And no, seeing that some people did survive last year because they were forced to like be together. But
yes,
I feel like, you know, we didn't have any of those like issues, except when at PMS and he said I get a little cuckoo, but
exactly.
But other than
you're
that,
gonna have to go live outside, right? For the
yeah, pretty much. That's what he say. Make sure you eat and stay on your side when you calm down. Everything's good.
What is the most challenging thing about this business?
Well, being that my girlfriends, we talked last night, you know, we talked about me winning the award and being a Black woman winning that award, and like the post the award. I still had to work extremely harder than my white female counterparts. That when they won the award, they blew up. They're all 6 figures, you know, and not struggling. I mean, but I feel like it could be better. I feel like I should have the money behind me, money behind me, and I feel as though I should have the label and the agencies behind me.
Definitely.
I find that the industry, you know, we have what's called the gatekeepers, And as talented as you can be, I feel like in a lot of industries that Black women get looked over because we're just expected to be great. We're great, you know. So it's not special to the gatekeepers. It's more special. Our white counterparts sound like us. What it is. I mean, you read the bios and it's always like, oh, I listened to, you know, I grew up, they call me the next Etta James or this and that. But I mean, we have this, it's in us. Our ancestors gave this to us. We came out, this is us, you know, we came out dancing, we came out with the rhythm, we came out, but it's always strange when white women are elevated over the Black women, you know, and they're reaping benefits that our ancestors left for us.
I like that your husband marched. I think that's so funny. I don't know if I saw any pictures or not, but it's interesting to me that people would say anything. That's definitely interesting to me.
He's male, you know, he's a white male, but he's a white that is Canadian, not American. So he, in his mind, and a lot of Canadians think we're crazy here in America. That's what they think. So his whole thing was like, I think y'all fail to realize like this is the love of my life, and she's Black, and I'm gonna fight for her. And he said I think said some bad words because he was
of course
mad. So like you can F off, you know, you gotta F off. And my girlfriends were like, he is the one. He is
definitely. I'm gonna say, girl, he is the one. I like that. What is the most rewarding about this your career?
You know, being able to just share my love of music around the world, I think is the ultimate blessing. And people, they receive me for who I am. You know, they're just like, wow, we've seen you in video, or we've seen you, you know, maybe we saw you years ago when you first came out, but the last people that see me, they're always like, wow, how much you've blossomed. You know, you put your element. And I don't have a care in the world when I'm on stage. And the plus side now is do it with my husband. So it's it's even more electrifying on stage because he's going on the guitar.
Right.
Thing. So it's a blessing. I always think it's a blessing for people that find what they love, you know, especially at a young age. But I think it's important for everybody to find what it is that, you know, makes them happy on the inside, that they feel want to do every day. And I would do it every day. You know, I would.
You're a young lady who tells you, Miss Annika, I am interested in singing. I want to pursue that passion of singing. What advice would you give her? And I'm going to go ahead and go further and say a young Black woman.
That's better for me. First, I'm going to ask them to sing for me so I can hear what they got. And just like my producers did with me when they heard my voice, one of my producers just had a list of women that I should listen to. And I realized, you know, when you talk about the ancestors and the lineage, I realized where my voice came from, you know, just in line. So I would do that to her too, you know, listen to these artists, you know, and tell them like, you can be great. You are already even greater. This business is have to develop some tough skin. So Miss Annika is going to help you develop some tough
skin.
You
go.
I'm going to make sure that you are, you're going to be the crowd. There's no power tell you no.
Yeah. On that note, let me ask that then. So do you sometimes, let's just say me, I do something, someone may do what I do. So being that you have other people that may do what you do behind you, are you happy? Does that make you feel good? Or do you get a little, I don't want to use the word jealous. That's not what I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying though, right?
Yeah, I got it. I find that I have an issue when it's white women that have come for advice and come for, you know, critique and, you know, I have I have chosen, people can say what they want, but I've chosen going forward that my mentorships would be to the privileged to be to minorities, to be specifically, if I really go further, to young Black girls, because I feel like the young white girls, a lot of them have their parents behind them. They have money behind them. They for sure.
Right.
They already have more than what I have anyway. They have the so I'm gonna help that young Black girl because I know what it's like to be her.
We're gonna have a little fun real quick. So now that we've been through the pandemic, not that it's over, but what was a bucket list item that you moved up, that has moved up in priority?
Bucket list item. Oh man, what do we want to do? I'm trying to think. Maybe take my family on a trip. They don't travel much, so
not since the drill team, huh?
Yeah, right. I really like to get my mom and on a plane and for them to come, but that's gonna take like hell and high water. I would think that. I don't know. We travel all over, so I don't even think we've actually talked about bucket lists. My one the Army with, she travels around the world skydiving. She wants me to skydive.
Okay. I've thought about it. Like I like zip lining, but
zip lining.
Thought about it. Yeah. That's probably the closest I'll ever get. But
I don't skydiving, bungee jumping. I just see the fun.
Oh, I'm not bungee jumping. No, not bungee jumping. No. That one is So who would you like to perform with one day that you haven't performed with? Girl or male or female?
Who would I like to perform with? Man, I would say Ruthie Foster, man. She's one of my favorite people. And just an amazing singer, just unbelievable. She's really great.
So she's blues?
She's blues, jazz, soul, a little bitty thing, but she played guitar and sang and
really
unbelievable. And so she's into writing music for people now. And so I told her, I said, we should definitely do something. She's on the last record, though. The first song on the record, What's Your Thing? Is it what? No, it's somewhere. Maybe it's the second. But it's called What's Your Thing. She's singing with me on that.
How do you feel about requests from audience? Do audience members ever give you a request?
Yeah, for sure.
How do you feel about that? I should have known that answer.
It depends on the gig. If it's like a festival gig, they hired us to do us, Right. But if it's a gig where we got
like an intimate setting.
Yeah, we got a couple of sets to play that's open. If we know it, we'll do it. Sure.
Okay. What do you do to chill and relax?
What do I do to chill and relax? Man, I listen to audiobooks. I just got a coloring book because I'm like, it's hard for me too. It's so difficult for me to chill. So I got a coloring book. We watch movies a lot, watch different shows. We're on he wanted to watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta. So we started from the beginning, and he's like, do y'all girls really act like this? I said, no.
There are a few of us that do that, but not all.
A little bit. But no, of course we, play a little music. I really like watching makeup videos. I think doing makeup is
really
cool. Okay. And if you were asking my husband this question, he would say that I'm obsessed with all things hair. So I love videos and stuff.
What is your ideal date with your hubby?
Oh man, we're foodies. So anywhere we go, it has to involve some food. We're down here by the water. A nice restaurant that serves fresh fish, the fresh catch of the day with a beautiful view. We're all over it. Any excuse for him to get dressed up. I'm in.
Yeah. I like that too. What is your favorite song to perform?
My favorite song to perform right now. You know what? I have to go back to my first record, Jealous Kind, is that's the song that does it for me. That song does it for everybody. It's cool. It's cool.
Okay.
Pour my heart out.
You said you poured your heart out?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, I gotta hear that. I'm taking my notes so I can go back and listen. Tell everybody where to find your music.
You can go to Annika Chambers on any of the platforms, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon. It's on my record's on my website if you need a physical copy. Yeah, you can go.
And you have an awesome website. Your website is awesome.
Thank you so much.
It's really good. Awesome website.
I did it myself. So
you did? Great job. Great job. And I always go and look at websites. Yeah, great job.
I'm a techie girl, so websites.
And I'm not.
We have the print on demand thing too.
So Miss Annika, I want to thank you so much for agreeing to do this for me. I've been wanting to ask you for a very long time, and I wasn't scared. I don't remember why I hadn't asked, but I was like, I was laying there listening to Pastor Lacey, and I was like, let me stop, because it was a morning church, and I was in church when I was online. So let me text her right now, let me inbox her and tell her to call me.
And I was not. It was early, so
yes, it was definitely early.
It's all good. Anytime, I also have, other Black girlfriends that are, they always open to talk to. So anytime you want to.
Awesome. Everybody, I want to thank y'all for joining me and Miss Annika tonight and making the choice to click on the chat with Trina. And remember, my goal for the year is to have 500 subscribers by January. So I need you to go to youtube.com/chat with Trina, subscribe, hit that little bell so that you can be notified when I upload a new video. Annika, thank you, love you, and I wish you the best. Tell your honey get well soon.
Thank you so much. I will.
Bye. Hey guys, that was Miss Annika Chambers. Thank you so much for listening in. And thank you again, Annika, for taking the time out of your schedule to share your journey, your story, and some of your super funny stories. Guys, remember, I need you. I need your support. Go to youtube.com/chat with Trina. Like, share, and subscribe. And make sure that when you subscribe, you hit that little bell so you can be notified when I upload a new video.